I've been living my best digital nomad life for a couple of months now. I'm working remotely in Puerto Escondido, Mexico. And I think that one of the reasons it's working out so well for me is because of my setup. It's very practical, it's protecting my body, having my arms, at the right kind of place they're supposed to be at the desk, and my eye line at my monitor, but it definitely is a checked luggage scenario, if you know what I mean. I brought a lot of stuff with me. So let me do a little show and tell and show you exactly what I mean. First of all, I really love my workspace, AKA the balcony. We rented this house on Airbnb, and this is just the top floor of the house, and it has all these balconies, which are totally awesome and really great for just kind of having different spaces away from the living space. There are more balconies downstairs and all the kitchen and everything. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it gets challenging. There's some construction going on over there. It can be challenging with the screen in this brightness, but I will take a view of palm trees any day from my workspace and do some squinting, because this digital nomad trip is just temporary. I brought a lot of extra stuff. While I have editors that work on some of our channels, I also do a lot of video editing, and on this trip I made it my mission to finally get into Final Cut Pro and start to learn it. So that's been a big project while I've been here. If you're into video editing, you know you need to have the right setup. So I've got my MacBook Pro, which I can't live without, and yeah, I brought a whole second monitor to Mexico with me. I know it seems crazy. I looked into these digital monitors, but they were really expensive, and maybe next time, but also they weren't as big as I want my monitor. So I just brought this old monitor. The resolution isn't amazing, but having a second monitor to sit at while I'm at my desk is awesome. We were bringing a big suitcase, so it was pretty easy to pack it up in cardboard and bring it with. I love this JBL speaker. It's awesome for tunes at the beach, or listening to music in the house, or watching Netflix on our computers and getting some extra sound. It's also really good for editing. Although I kind of wish I brought some noise canceling headphones. Because again, as you can hear, there can be a lot of noise around here sometimes. This MacBook Pro is pretty new to me. It's the 14-inch, and it is the M1 chip. So I love how it's editing. I love how it's working. As you may know, the new MacBook Pros and AirBooks no longer have the Ethernet cord plug on the side. I forgot that. I brought 2 Ethernet cords, like not 1, 2, because I was so determined to plug into the internet, and then I realized I was gonna need an adapter for my laptop, so I totally blew it, and good luck trying to find that kind of adapter here in Puerto Escondido. That was not meant to be, but we managed to survive on Wi-Fi. This house has satellite internet, and if you ever come to Puerto Escondido and you don't have Starlink internet where you're staying, then be prepared, my friend. The internet will not be your friend 1 to 2 days a week during busy season. Maybe more, just saying. I like this ergonomic mouse. This one's super old and grody. I gotta have a mouse. I think there's kind of functions that I'm not even using on this that could help me out with Final Cut, so I gotta look into that. I'm also such a geek that I brought my little mouse pad. I'm glad I did, because my mouse wouldn't work if it was just on the table. And I've got a little wristy here. This one I just got it off Amazon. It's a brand called Habitu. It was not very expensive. I really like the magnetized wristy thing. You can take it off. But this pretty pale pink color, while delicious, it didn't really put up with sweaty, dirty me in Mexico. This computer requires some adapters because it also doesn't have the regular USB port. For example, this mouse has a little receiver that is just regular USB, so I had to get a little adapter. This one comes in handy. I'd rather not have so much stuff plugging into my laptop all the time, but this one's a bonus. It's got 3 USB ports, it's got an SD card reader, and it also has a mini SD card reader, so that's handy. The stand came with my monitor, really easy to pack, and the HDMI plug can go directly into my MacBook. This laptop has an insane battery life. I think it's 18 hours or something, but if I need to plug in, I just plug in through the window, and then this monitor is the one thing that needs power, so I've kind of just got a little dodgy rigging situation through the window of my remote office. And then I'll just show you our really embarrassing cord management situation. That's not pretty. If that was at home, I would be so stressed out, but because we are on vacation, yep, just hide it with the fan. We brought this massive power bar with us. It is a surge protector. You can see we have a zillion power plugs. Power outages happen all the time here, and we had one day where the power was going off every 30 seconds. It was nuts. The stuff we had plugged in would have been fried, I'm sure, if we didn't have that protector. And so the next time we go on a trip, we are going to bring 2 power bars for sure, especially if we rent a place that is a couple of floors again. So that is totally, completely vital. This is a major win though. I love having my laptop in this because it's like teddy bear soft inside. It's super padded all around the edges and then completely padded on the inside. So this was awesome for traveling. I do need some kind of extra padded holder that's compartmentalized and will let me protect all my stuff and put it away at the end of the night. Oh, the other thing that I just love is Samsung's SSD drive. I mean, I guess that's kind of redundant to say because it stands for SSD, stands for solid state drive. If you want to be able to keep video on a hard drive and never move it into your computer so you can keep your computer from getting too full, this is the way to go. The solid state drive is so fast. You can edit in Final Cut Pro. It's amazing. It's not going to do that weird hitchy thing that regular hard drives do. You got to make sure that you format it correctly. I didn't, and that was a whole hour with Apple support dealing with some problems with my Final Cut library. So FYI, this one is a little bit old now, so I had to get the extra adapter from the Apple store so that the regular USB could go to USB-C because that's the situation on the side here. Magic keyboard. I love that. And then when I'm really getting in the zone with editing, I have that extra trackpad with me, but I can just use the trackpad on my laptop for zipping my timeline along in Final Cut Pro. Now it might seem kind of nuts lugging an extra monitor in your suitcase all the way down to Mexico, but I love it. I love working with an extra monitor, not just for video editing, but all kinds of tasks at my computer. I consider it a lifesaver because if I'm just looking down at my laptop all the time, if I didn't have that extra keyboard, oh my goodness, would my neck be mad at me. Anyhow, it's definitely been a learning experience being here, working in this heat. I can just feel the sweat on my face while I'm talking. All kinds of things that I have learned along the way. I put them into a video, and if I've finished editing that, I will link to it here or wherever it appears. So definitely check that out if you are considering the digital nomad life yourself. It's amazing. You gotta do it at least once. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.